What's up, everyone? So this time around it's a pretty special episode. I just hit 200 subscribers, and for my next goal I really want to do a giveaway for a Gyotaku, so keep an eye out for that at the end of the video. But this is going to be a two-part video covering the first part, just spearfishing, and the second part is going to be a lot of dry aging and my first attempt at it. And this is going to be the first dry aging video and a part of a series of about 2 to 3 pretty long ones with a lot of detail, but it should set you up to do it at your house by the end of it. So thanks for watching. If you managed to watch one of my other videos on Gyotaku and how to make your own, or follow me on Instagram, you might recognize this fish.
Do you see the buoys?
So a porgy, in my opinion, is one of the easiest fish to begin doing Gyotaku with.
Yeah.
They have enough small scales that actually absorb the ink enough where you can get a really detailed print, and it's fairly simple to do with these fish.
I don't think I got it on video.
I don't think you did either. It went off.
Well, too late. Got a little hog.
That's a beautiful fish.
Man, I forgot to turn it on. And I was down there, I pressed it.
Yeah. That's a nice.
There's a lot of schoolmasters here.
I've seen a lot of dogs over there. There's like four dogs.
So down here in Florida we have these species of groupers, rock hinds, strawberries, like those types. And in Hawaii they have a very similar one called Roy, I believe. But pretty much these have no size limits, and they are 3 per person per day. And they are some of my favorite fish to shoot. You can get them, and this is actually like a medium large one. They're usually a lot smaller than this when you see them, but they are the perfect size for cooking whole in the oven or just for 1 to 2 people. This should give you a good idea of how easily these fish can hide inside of these ledges and caverns. The ledges run parallel to each other, and they are wide enough with a gap so that the fish can come in, but too narrow for you to put your body into. I always end up keeping about 1 to 2 flashers, usually one in my hand and one in my wetsuit, or both in my wetsuit, and just grab it when I need to. You can see on this throw, I let it drift down, and you can already see a jack coming up, which allows me to get this shot. It helps bring in the curious fish that are on the outer edge towards you, saving you the trouble of having to stay at the bottom always. And in Florida, since I have both flashers, I can throw one, let it attract something, and then throw the second one and drop immediately. And that tactic, what it does is it lets me camouflage onto the floor bottom, and they're coming in towards that second flasher you threw, which makes it a lot more likely for you to catch that fish. So if you see at the bottom here, in the bottom left corner, you can see a lot of staghorn and fire coral. This is the perfect snapper breeding ground. During full moon and closer to that time, all the snapper will come and congregate around here, and they will in a sense just protect their nests and all sorts of things. And what you'll have is you'll have the larger snapper in the outskirts watching over all of the smaller snappers on the inside. So this can be a good tactic, but always respect the fact that this is a breeding ground. So you only want to take what you need during those peak seasons and peak periods of the moon. That way you can ensure that the next time you come, you'll have snapper again. Even though snapper is a lot more sustainable than, let's say, grouper, you can still make a pretty big impact on the region if you take too much. Now, you may be wondering why it took me so long to take that shot. You know, I could have gone for an immediate shot, but this time I tried to line up a headshot, but my handle was a bit loose because I was switching out the AR grip. So that kind of messed up that shot, and I had to re-track the fish again. So yellow jacks, blue runners, bar jacks, all of those, they actually reach maturity, not exactly, but you know, rough estimate around 12 inches, and a lot of them breed off ground, you know, far offshore. So shooting one fish from a school, or you know, taking a couple on your trips isn't going to be detrimental to their population. They really aren't targeted specifically in South Florida. They're usually bycatch or used as bait over here, and they also have no size limit when it comes to the shooting of them. But you know, always doing your research on when they reach maturity and can repopulate. That can be something you take into account when you go diving, so that you can make yourself more sustainable. So by now you kind of recognize that fish right there. He is staring at the flash. You're curious about what it is. And I wasn't going to get him exactly, but after I didn't see anything else come around, I said I'd take one more with me home. I had 4 people, you know, in total to feed. So 2 of those groupers was the perfect immediate meal to make when I got home. But you can see how I hesitated, because unless I saw something better, I was just going to let him go. That species of rock hind and red hind, they're very interesting. Some people have told me that they are kind of like hybrids of groupers. Now, let's say I have a day like this one where I'm getting a whole variety of species and I have a full stringer of fish. I'm not going to go out in the next couple of days in the same area and get the same amount. Most likely I would just enjoy what I have, prepare everything, vacuum seal it, freeze it, or whatever it is, you know, however I can to enjoy the fish in its best form, dry aging. And I won't go out until that fish is finished. The whole point isn't to shoot these fish to make content. The whole point is to shoot these fish to feed those around me, but also to enjoy the beauty of the ocean. So I'm not trying to make all these spots void of fish either. I do hope that when you guys go spearfishing that you leave the ocean cleaner than what you saw it as. If you see any trash, any plastic, stuff it in your wetsuit, put it on your float, wherever it is, just get it out of there and try and leave things better than how you saw it, even if it's not your mess. here's the part you're waiting for. Once again, thank you for the 200 subscribers. My next goal is to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. You know, hopefully we can do that. It's going to require a lot of help from you guys, sharing this video, sharing the channel, and the only thing you have to do to enter on YouTube is to write below something you've done to be more sustainable, like using the skin of the fish to fry it like chicharron, or to make fish broth from the fish bones, and what the ocean means to you. If you don't go fishing, if you don't go spearfishing, that's fine, because alternating what you eat, you know, changing up from eating always salmon and tuna to other lesser known fish, asking the fish market what they have best, and spacing out your meals, like those can all make contributions, and I want to hear about them. Each of those, along with your subscription, counts as one entry on YouTube. And then on Instagram, I'll be posting more information on how to get this, with a follow, like, and comment, and an additional entry with a repost, so you have a possibility of 3 entries. So once I hit 500 subscribers, whenever that is, I will input all the information from everyone and then give this away. I know that seems like a pretty big task, but I'm going to be putting out videos more often, and hopefully with your help I can make this work and I can get this out to you. Hopefully one of these can be in a home that appreciates it, and I really do appreciate all of you guys watching and all the feedback you give me. I really do listen and I really do try and improve. Lately it's been the audio and the video quality, and there's nowhere else to go but up. So part 2 is also going to be really interesting because it goes deeply into the fish aging, certain parts of it, and then later on this leads you into the series where I actually go into the charts, the graphs of the humidity and the temperature, and I get to interview my friend in Japan, California, and my other friend who has a walk-in cooler down here in Florida. So I hope you guys get to enjoy this series, and I really do hope we get to do this 500 subscriber giveaway by the end of the year. So let's make that happen.